Howdy, everybody. G Money here. Just earlier today, I did a video, a little short video, just showing you a couple good little Realtree fishing 6-piece angler kits that I was able to purchase on clearance. So, what I'm going to do right now is, since we've kind of been, I say we, my friend Chris from At Shade Tree America, and myself and some other people that I've participated watching and being concerned about first aid and safety. After I purchased these kits, I realized, like, wow, these are some really, really good items at a very low cost, not even for me to retail, but at a very low cost that could be very helpful. So I'm going to explain my thought process on some of the contents of this kit. And so let's go with it. This is kit number 1. So I'm going to show you the front. Hopefully you can see it okay. It's hard when I block the screen. But then I'm going to show you the back real quick. And then I'm going to try and talk to you about the contents pertaining to first aid and safety. Okay, so what I'm looking at here, and everything I'm about to tell you is straight from my heart and the truth. I have never, I'm going to tell you the truth, I have never used any of the contents. Oh, sorry about the noise. Every time I do a video, FedEx or UPS comes by. I do apologize, Lord. I do apologize for what I was thinking. But so anyway, once again, I'm gonna restate my last point. I've never used the contents of either of these kits, but I have sold these kits over and over for probably the last 2 years. I've done very well. I've never had any complaints. So I do know Realtree is a real good fishing brand and like hunting and survival type brand. So with that being said, I'm going to talk to you. So right now, I'm not thinking in terms of fishing per se, but I'm thinking first aid, safety, and perhaps survival. That's where we're going with this video. So as you see, there is a headlamp on here with 3 AAA batteries, and then there is a strap that would obviously go around your head. My experience with cheap headlights in the past, when I worked at a different retailer, was for whatever reason they're very poor quality. I cannot say this one is, but if this one works like it's supposed to, that would be an outstanding item to have in your first aid / survival kit. So I think that would be really cool. It'd be really interesting. I really don't want to open this kit up at current time. I may be back at that Walmart on Monday to reevaluate what or excuse me, I went to a different Walmart this morning where I got these. But so I'm not going to speak for every item in here, just because I've kind of had a little forethought on this. But the one thing that I really like about this kit, or any concept of having a multi-tool in your kit, it's really good if you are not maimed, but one of another crew member in your camping or hiking crew is injured. So you're probably saying, G Money, what are you talking about? So I'm going to show you this multi-tool, and this goes for all multi-tools. There's also a little sheath down below, which would be my bottom right corner, or it'd be right here, that would hold that multi-tool. So I always try and think of the worst case scenario. So let's say G Money and Ned are out. We're camping, we're hiking, whatever we're doing, and then Ned falls and has a broken arm, like a compound fracture or something like that. I don't know how many people have ever tried to open up a multi-tool. Sometimes they're very, very tight, very hard to do. So if I'm there with another person that is maimed or injured, I could probably open those up with no problem. If you have a broken arm or a compound fracture and you're by yourself, multi-tool is probably not going to be the greatest thing. You may get lucky and work through the pain and open it up to that where it's positioned right there, and it might help you in some form and fashion. But basically, you need two good working functional hands and arms to open a multi-tool. There's a lot of really good tools on this device that could help you in a survival situation. I'm going to read some of those to you right now. It's a 14-in-1 fishing multi-tool. So it has a like a hook eye cleaner, not a big deal, you know. It remind you, this is like a fishing tool, you know. So a quick knot tool. It has a bit driver, which is really nice. It has little mini tweezers, which is always really good to have in any type of first aid kit. It has a removable two-sided bit, which it would have a flat head and a Phillips head. It has a knife, has a can/bottle opener, has split ring pliers, has crimp sleeves, two crimp weights, the two cutouts to crimp the weights. There's a section for cutting fishing lines and line cutters. So basically the ones that I see that would stand out in a survival/first aid situation would be possibly the can opener, the knife. You never know when you're going to need a screwdriver or anything like that. Tweezers could be very helpful, obviously. And those are some of the things that could be helpful. And then obviously when you open it up, you're going to have the regular pliers. That part is very, very helpful. That could help you in a lot of ways. So once again, I'm going to show you the back of this packaging just so we can talk about that a little bit. So hopefully you can see that, get a good image of that. And then now I'm going to talk to you about my thought process on one more item in here. Right here, you're going to see this is a bait cutting knife. Right down below, there's a plastic sheath that you could use, you know, to keep it covered up and protected. So that could be very helpful if you need to cut like athletic tape, any type of bandage or anything like that. You know, it would be much easier to use a knife. This is actually like a little bait cutting knife than it would be to try and open up a multi-tool if you have a compound fracture, a broken arm, or something of that nature. So I think it's good to have a multi-tool because that can do a lot of things for you, but a multi-tool is going to set you back if you're by yourself. So I think it's really good to have some type of cutting device, whether it's a utility knife or something like that. So in terms of this value, you know, for $11 on something that you got on clearance, it could literally be the best $11 you've ever spent in your life. So now we're going to move on to kit number 2, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. I also like this. There's one item in here I really don't have much experience with that I really don't like. I've never heard many people use this item, so I'm gonna knock out the bad item. I'm not saying it's a bad item. I don't have a lot of experience with this. So right here is this item right here. This is it's like a battery operated line stripper. You see there's 2 batteries off to the middle section there. So that is obviously a fishing device. I don't think that would be real helpful in a first aid kit. I do think, like, speaking of a first aid kit, it probably wouldn't hurt to have maybe 20 or 30 feet of fishing line with a hook that you could attach to a stick if you needed to fish for food consumption for your survival. Now, here we have, right here is like another little, like a plier set. That looks pretty nice. And it also comes with a sheath right here. So I do like that. So, you know, all depends on what, now you're conflicted. You have 2 options. The way I'm thinking about, if I'm out camping or hiking with a partner, you know, if we had these 2 kits, total dollar amount $22 plus tax, Florida taxes 6.5%, so probably less than $25. You could probably split up these items between the 2 of you in case you got separated or something like that. So I do like these pliers with the sheath. And the thing that's really cool about it, this is always very helpful. There's a lanyard right there. So I'm going to look at the back. So without opening up this package, that sheath looks like it is, I'm not sure if it's one of those clip-ons to your belt or you put the belt loop through it. My guess is it is a clip-on sheath that you could just clip over your belt or your shorts or your pants, what have you. So so that I really love the flexibility of the lanyard. You can still have it attached to you. You can do your project and get it back to you. So that I like. So now we also have a little tiny pocket knife that would be really helpful for you or your hiking / camping companion. That would be really helpful. It has a little one of those little chains on there. You can clip on and off. You can put it on your keychain, something like that. And then this next item I really like. It is a I'm going to show you right here. It's 4.7 inches. It's a braided scissor knife. So when I look at that, I'm looking at that and I'm like, all right, that's a really good pair of scissors that could cut athletic tape, an ace bandage, anything like that. If you had to cut rope to apply a tourniquet or anything like that. So I really do like that. So if you have the opportunity to run into any of these type kits at Walmart, it's even a great value at $20 in my opinion, but I was fortunate enough to get these for $11 each. So I think that could be a really cool way to look at additions to a first aid / survival kit. I think in the future we're going to talk more. Then there's another little thing right here. It's just like a little mini fish gripper. That's more on the fishing aspect. I'm not too worried about that being included in like a first aid kit or a survival kit. But those are some of my thoughts on ways you can beef up your what do they call that? A rucksack or something. I forget. Excuse my ignorance. I forget what it's called, but your survival pack, what have you. So just a little bit of follow up on some recent content. It's been important to me, important to Chris at Shade Tree America. It's probably important to a lot of other people too, especially if you have little kids or you have dogs, you have pets or whatever. It's like I said before, ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Anyway, folks, appreciate you tuning in. And remember, always help somebody out when you can and always know your legal limits. Peace out, folks. Talk to you soon.